Next on the business plan, we're up to your mission statement. This is where you want to put the mission statement into the business plan. Here's a list that I found. If you could put all these into your mission statement, you're doing really, really good. And the questions are, what does the business do? Who does it serve? What is important about the business that you want to communicate to your customers? And what are its most ambitious goals? What will it accomplish over its lifetime? A lot there to put in a mission statement. And as you can see, here's Coca-Cola's mission statement. To me, it seems a little bit long. And I was looking at Nike's mission statement in 2013, and their mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. I thought that was a good mission statement. It didn't really answer a ton of these questions, but it answered a few. And for our mission statement, what we listed is to provide business owners with a quick, efficient, and customer-friendly alternative to the traditional way of shopping for a business loan to one day be known as the first stop one shops for business loans. And so we hit on most of those points there. And if you could hit, how many questions do we have here? Is there 5? If you could hit 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can hit 4 of them on your mission statement, you're doing fantastic. The next portion of the business plan, it's very important, and if you can put this in your business plan, you're going to do what most of the other businesses don't do. Or from when I used to do commercial loans, it was very hard to find if they did have it. And this is called what's known as the sources and uses. And this is how much are you putting, how much of a loan do you want, sort of a summary of the whole thing. In fact, let me just move this down so I can sort of put these two things together. Okay. So here's what it is. So the sources and uses. What you have here is it puts what you need the loan for. You see here, here's the total loan amount, $250. It has how much are you putting into this, and then it's giving a total. And this total is what's known as the total acquisition cost. What is it going to cost to open the doors and to get the thing going? And this is, like I said, it's heaven when lenders see this in your business plan. So please, please, please put it in. This is just a simple Excel spreadsheet that you can use. And here's the different capital. Here's the different sources. So you got working capital, and that's just cash. Even though you're not going to use the cash in the beginning, you're going to use it for maybe to cover expenses down the road. Still put it in there. It's something that you're putting in this total acquisition cost. So make sure to include it. Other categories, if you're buying inventory, if you're buying any sort of intangibles, maybe you're purchasing a company. For Verizon, it was web development, equipment, fixtures, and furniture. Sometimes this will be known as FF&E, furnitures, fixtures, and equipment. Advertising, franchise fee, if there's any sort of thing that you needed to pay to buy a franchise, you would put that in there. Real estate, and then what the estimated closing costs you think are going to be on the loan. And then you break that down into different categories. Just a hint for yourself to put money into the bank account. The working capital is the easiest thing for the lender to show that you went ahead and did that. If you're when you're getting the business loan, they need to see that you put that money into the business before they cut you any check. So working capital is usually the way it gets structured. Now, once you put it down, the different categories, help the lender out again and put as best as you can in all the information you have, where are these numbers coming from? Not that you're just making them up. You could have sort of rough numbers in your head. Well, I think it's going to be that, or I think it might that. Do the research and put it out. It looks a heck of a lot better to the commercial lender. So as you can see here, working capital, I put, and this, I'm just going to read this a little bit. Although the targeted break-even point is expected to be reached within 5 months, and revenue is expected to start being generated at product launch, as an abundance of caution, 8 months of operating expenses are being set aside as working capital and will be provided by the owner. So as you can see in this sentence, there's a couple of important phrases lenders like to see. They love to see as an abundance of caution. And of course they love to see will be provided by owner. But what this is telling the lender again is it's telling them that you are cautious with how you've done this, and you are asking for a little bit more than you think you need because you want to make sure that this loan does not go bad, that he is not working or she is not working on this, trying to make the loan payments, and that you know what you're doing. Web development, I broke it down here, whether it be like 45,000, we might have owed already, maybe in accounts payable, and then we're looking for an additional 75 for different phases of the project that we think will complete by the end of 2015. As meant furniture, fixtures, and equipment, lots of times that is thrown in. And then what I did with this, you can see a detailed description. So I have an Appendix A. So the Appendix A will have a breakdown of that. So as the lender gets done, they'll be able to see that. Stuff like a list, always try to throw that in an appendix at the end so it doesn't hurt, it doesn't break up the lender's train of thought when they're reading your business plan. Advertising, again, the more you can break it down, the better. This is broken down into chamber memberships, Google AdWords, and referral fees, but everything that sort of makes sense if you're a lender and you're reading it. Closing costs, again, what you think that is and that is coming from you. So if you can do this on your business plan, you're going to be in really, really good shape. Okay, now here's something. When you're doing your sources and uses, how are you going to figure out how much working capital do you need? And the answer, at least from a lender standpoint, if you're getting an SBA loan, they have different criteria they like to see. And this is for existing businesses, how much money they want to see you set aside. Lenders do want to see that you do have working capital set aside. And if you're getting an SBA loan, it benefits. So if you need money for working capital, put that into the request. Businesses are fine with giving you money for working capital. So how much should you put down for working capital? And again, at the top here, this is for an existing business. So an existing business, the SBA is okay if you put 20% of your monthly sales down as needed working capital for 1 month of operating costs. That would be fine. You can calculate that, just gross profit minus the net profit divided by 12. Or something known as a credit executive formula, which is how many days of, I think that's how many days of costs that your business is running through do you have set aside. And another one's called a sales or working capital ratio, and that compares your business against other businesses that are the same industry. The SBA has that. Your lender may have that as far as how much they want to see you set aside. Now, whatever you set aside, I would recommend to ask for more than that. And again, if you put that abundance of caution phrase down on your business plan, it'll make a lot of sense to the lender to be in the safe side. Let's do a little bit more. On a new business, you're going to want to include enough cash flow to at least carry you to the break-even point. And again, I'm sort of harping on this as an abundance of caution. Whatever you think it is, double it and put that into the business plan. The next section is products and services. Give a brief description of what you're selling. Here's the questions you want to answer. What are the features? What are the benefits? And what's the basic pricing of the service? For us, we put the Best Business Loans in Town as a web technology tool that lets business owners quickly and easily shop for a business loan. That's what it does. What are the key features and what are the key benefits? For features, we put automated service available on the internet, includes data from over 50% of the area banks. Borrower questionnaire consists of targeted questions. Lenders have a unique sign-in and can update their data whenever they need. Customers can see results of what the best pricing is for free. So these are all features, and benefits are what does the customer get back for those features? So they get convenience for the business owners, that it's available 24 hours a day, peace of mind because their due diligence is now 100 times easier. They don't need to answer tons of questions to figure out who has the best deals. The information they are getting is current market data, and they know upfront lenders who like your loan request and what kind of pricing that you can get. Pricing, and this is where I list what the pricing is. So if you want to view 1 lenders, it's $150. To view 2 lenders, $250, or to view 3 lenders, $350. And then important what I put here is I just put justifying or talk a little bit more about the product. I put that local lenders are the site main focus because they offer better pricing, and then I explain why local banks offer better pricing. The rationale, as you can see here, is if you're a local bank and you're doing a business loan, you're going to ask for the business checking account, for the merchant services, for the payroll, for all different types of revenue streams. And because local banks can get all those revenue streams, they're going to offer better pricing than, say, a bank out of town who doesn't care about other sources of revenue and they got to price their loan just on the loan itself.